ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। 75. हृन्निष्ठो बुद्ध्यवच्छिन्ना जीवो ह्यङ्गुष्ठमात्रकः उपाध्यपगमे सोऽयम् ईशानो भूतभव्ययोः। Atma as Jiva is pointed out. At the same time, a place for upasana is given. And finally, Jiva, freed from upadhi, is identical with Ishvara, is being shown. Hrinnishtaha buddhyavachinnaha jivaha hrinnishtaha buddhyavachinnaha hi angushtamatrakah. Jivaha angushtamatrakah. This Jiva, Atma, conditioned by the upadhi. Now place is given here as Hridaya. In Hridaya, heart, Antakarana abides. In Antakarana, whatever that Chaitanya is there available as being conditioned, that is what is pointed out as Angushtamatrakah. Angushtamatrakah, of the size of the thumb. Why that size of the thumb is taken? Because generally it is said everyone's heart is somewhat of the size of the fist. One's own fist size is the heart as such. The height is somewhat corresponding to the height of the thumb. So therefore, that is Angushtamatra, of the size of the thumb is said. Now how come the Atma becomes Angushtamatra? Atma is Sarvavyapi, all pervasive. How can that Atma be Angushtamatra of the size of the thumb? No, it is just a place for upasana as such. Just have you seen bamboos? Bamboos have got knots, you know. Now between the two knots, there is what is there? Hollow is there. In that hollow, space is there. Now you can say space of the size of that particular section of the bamboo. Can't you say that way? So that is how it is. So space is not of that size, but the space available in that particular section of the bamboo in between the two knots is of that particular size. Like that, Atma is Sarvavyapi, all pervasive, but in Hridaya, what is that Antakarana is there. In that whatever that abides, it is of that size of, that is what Angushta just a place for or a way of upasana, and not that Atma is of that size. So again, being the one Atma available in the Antakarana Upadhi, certainly it is not Nirupadhika Atma, it is not Anta Atma, it is who? Jivatma. So therefore it says that Jivaha Angushtamatrakah. So Angushtamatrakah. But if that Upadhi is terminated, the Jiva Upadhi is terminated, Upadhi and the identification with that is terminated, Upadhi apagame saha, the same Jivatma who is called as here Angushtamatra, saha ayam bhuta bhavyayoho ishanaha. That same Jivatma, freed from Upadhi, from its own true nature, Swarupa, from Swarupa, is Ishanaha, overlord. Overlord of what? Bhuta bhavyayoho, of the past and the future, including the present, one who is the overlord of entire creation in the past, present and future. So Jiva is identical with who? Ishvara. On account of Upadhi, one appears to be different as Samsari. Truly speaking, he is not different from a Samsari Ishvara. And if this Bheda is, this not Abheda, this Abheda is not, that means recognized. if one doesn't discover the oneness identity between Jiva and Ishvara as nothing but one Chaitanya Tattva, that is Brahma Tattva, that is not discovered, one gets subjected to the cycle of Janma Marana. This is explained with the help of an illustration. How this Abheda is not discovered, one gets subjected to samsara. If this Abheda is discovered, how he discovers oneself to Brahma only. Let us see now. Vrishtam jalam parvatagre Baudhado gatim vrajet Jivesha bheda drukchaivam Bahuyonishu jayate Parvatagre vrishtam jalam Baudha adhogatim vrajet Baudha adhogatim vrajet Evam jivesha bheda druk Bahuyonishu jayate Evam jivesha bheda druk Bahuyonishu jayate Parvatagre vrishtam jalam. The rain that falls on the peak of the mountain, on the top of the mountain, what happens to that water? It comes down. How? Through the different streams. For streams, there are streamlined passages are there, depending on the, that means passage is there. So, Bahudha, in manifold ways, Adhogatim Vrajet means flows down. Adhogatim Vrajet means flows down. The water, there is no plateau there. There is a mountain peak. Whatever rain falls down, the water, what flows down in manifold ways, in different direction, depending on the type of the mountain. Nothing remains there. Means one and the same water becomes manifold streams, is it not? You can see that. Of course, now not here. When you can find, especially on way to Pune, Khandala, etc. on the monsoon, you can see that. Mahabaleshwar also. Mahabaleshwar, if you go in the during monsoon, you can see that so many streams that are there flowing down. So it gets scattered into so many streams. Evam, in the same manner, Jivesha Bheda Druk Cha. The one who sees the difference, distinction between Jiva and Ishvara, means one who has not discovered the Abheda identity between Jiva and Ishvara, what happens to them? Bahuyonishu jayate. Is born in many embodiments according to karma phalas and upasana phalas. Atma Brahma is one and the same. Due to ignorance, one who has got this notion of distinction between Jiva and Ishvara gets subjected to samsara, and thereby he gets, that means he takes embodiment in manifold upadhis. All this because of ignorance of one's true nature, that is Jiveshwara Aikya is not directly cognized. On the contrary, one who knows the oneness of both, so he gets freed from samsara. Vrishtam to nirmale kupe Susthitam piyate mrutam Tathaiva brahmatam swasya Vijanan muchyate sudhihi Nirmale kupe to vrishtam Nirmale kupe to vrishtam Susthit amrutam vrishtam amrutam Susthitam piyate Susthitam piyate Tathaiva swasya brahmatam vijanan sudhihi muchyate. Tathaiva swasya brahmatam vijanan sudhihi muchyate. Nirmale kupetu vrishtam. Same rain. Rain that falls where on the peak of the mountain gets scattered into so many streams and flows down. Actually that mantra, that stanza is based on this mantra. 4th Valli, 14th mantra. Yathodakam durge vrishtam parvateshu vidhavati evam dharman pruthak pashan taneva anuvidhavati. Just as the water, Durge Vrishtam, on the top of the mountain that has fallen down there, what does it do? Parvateshu vidhavati, on different sides of the mountain, it flows down, means it becomes manifold. Evam, in the same manner, dharman pruthak pashan. Dharman means atmanaha or jivan. So jivas, the jivas, pruthak pashan, that is taking one jiva to be distinct from other jivas, distinct from Ishvara. Because of this wrong notion, tan eva anuvidhavati, gets identified with those embodiments and takes the embodiment, gets subject to janma, so the jiva continues in his samsara. On the contrary, now here 77 is based on the next mantra, 4th valli, 15th mantra. Yathodakam shuddhe shuddhamasiktam tadrigeva bhavati evam munir vijanataha atma bhavati gautama. Yathodakam shuddhe shuddhamasiktam tadrigeva bhavati. Pure water that is poured in pure water. Here you have to take the pure water, poured in pure water. What it means is rain that falls in the well. Rain water is pure, well also is pure, which is potable. So therefore, like that, so here also, Tadrigeva Bhavati is same pure as the water in the well, evam, in the same manner, Vijanataha Munehi, in the case of a Muni, a Jnani, who knows the Atma Swarupa as the one and the same Atma abiding in all the embodiments, all the jivas, to his Atma Bhavati what? Ekaha eva Bhavati, is only one only, there is no jivatva for him and there is no transmigration, no janma varna for that person. So that is what is told here. Nirmale kupetu vrishtam. To show the contrast from the water, the rain water that falls on the peak of the mountain, to whereas nirmale kupe vrishtam. So the water, rain water that falls in a well which is clean, pure, nirmala, not dirty well as such. So in a clean well, pure well, whatever that falls there, what is that? Vrishtam, amrutam. Whatever that rains, amrutam. What is amrutam? Nectar. One of the meaning of amrutam is also water. Water also is called amrutam. Or it can be there, vrishtam is there means fallen rain, amrutam can be connected, agreeable, or that is that which is desired, or water. Amrutam, one of the meaning of word amrutam is water. So you can take water, or whatever that rain that falls in the pure well is agreeable, desired, means is not lost like the rain water that falls on the peak of the mountain. That is what is meant there. So therefore, that amrutam, that water, susthitam. Susthitam means it stays there. Where does it stay? Stays in the well itself. He is not lost like the other water. Stays there. And what is done? Piyate. So it is available for drinking. Everyone drinks that water. In the same manner, tathaiva swasya brahmatam vijanan. So, having known one's swarupa as the one ideal with Brahma, sudhihi, viveki, what happens to him? Muchyate, gets freed from samsara. Right? Brahmavid, Brahmaiva bhavate, he is himself Brahma. Brahma has no janma, Brahma has no samsara. He has discovered oneself to be that direct cognition is there. It's not just lip service as such. Direct cognition is there, should be there. So, sudhihi, vijanan. So, not simply janan, visheshataha janan, abhedataha janan, muchyate, gets freed from samsara. So, in this manner, the one who has got the Atma Jnana, that is knowledge of oneself as identical with Brahma, so gets totally freed. He is free here and also hereafter. While living, he gets Jivan Mukti. After the death, he gets the Videha Mukti. Either way, he is freed. Purame Kadashadwaram Nabhi Murdhanya Sanyutam Dehakhyam Yasya Tam Drushtva Vimukta san vimuchyate. Yasya dehakhyam puram. Nabhi murdhanya sanyutam. Ekadasha dvaram. Ekadasha dvaram asti. Add there asti or bhavati. Tam drishtva vimuktaha san vimuchyate. Tam drishtva vimuktaha san vimuchyate. Yasya, the one who is that? Yasya manaha. Yasya there, what is that yasya? Whose? Means atmanaha, of atma. Yasya atmanaha dehakhyam puram. The city belonging to atma. Acha, which city belongs to atma? Dehakhyam puram. The body called a city. That's all. That the kalpana of city is there in the katha. So dehakhyam puram. The city that we called as what? Deha. It has got ekadasha dvaram. It has got 11 gates. What that he say? 11 gates. What are those 11 gates? We know 5 plus 5, 10 we know. So now one more he said that is Nabhi, along with who? Nabhi murdhanya sanyutam. Not 5 plus 5, 9 we know. 9 we know, but without 11, 9 apertures, that's all. 9 apertures that are there in the body, eyes, nose, nostrils, one mouth, ears, etc. like this aperture. But what are the 2 ones that are there, 11? That is Nabhi murdhanya sanyutam. Sanyutam including, Sanyutam means including Nabhi, navel, one aperture. Murdhanyaha, Murdhanyaha, aperture in the skull, what is called otherwise as the Brahma Randhra. Brahma Randhra. There is also aperture on the skull. Have you seen in the case of tender child, what is it? Some palpitation is there on the skull, and that portion is very soft, tender. So there is the Brahma Randhra. So that is why Bhagavan sent the body to the world. Last packing was done there. He had kept open the head of something to fill up some grey matter. And at last he put some grey matter and packs it and sends. Suppose he forgets, congenital idiot the fellow will become. So that is what it is. That final packing is there somewhat. Don't take literally, okay? So, but there in that tender place there is an aperture. If you have got doubt, you know what is that? Take some neem oil or some oil, medicated oil which is bitter. And you know what you do? And massage and massage and massage and massage the oil. Slowly bitter taste you will get in the throat. It is connected. So you can experiment. Some bitter, of course that much of oil must be there. So bitter. Or even suppose such bitter thing, oil, suppose some medicines are put in the eye. There you get immediately. But this also, yes, there also you will get immediately. So there is connect. So here also that is connected there. So that is what is called as Brahmarandra. Sushumna Nadi ends there. From there, it is the rocketing pad to directly go to Brahmaloka. Upasaka, look, Upasana is not difficult. Don't think, Om Pranava Upasana, I will go on chanting Om, 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 Om. That is Japa, not Upasana. Okay. So that is only, of course, nothing wrong. It's good. It's good because Omkara is the shortest name of the Lord. Bhagavad Chintana will be there. Saguna Vadnivran you can take. But these Upasakas at the time of death have to leave their subtle body through a proper, that means particular route. And for this, to get Hiranyagada, that Brahmaloka, the subtle body has to be ejected through Brahmarandhra, for which he has to Ashtanga Yoga whole life long. And he should be adept. Now see, first thing, imagine the condition at the time of death. The person may not have control over the sense organs, we don't know. Of course, if he has taken to Ashtanga Yoga, certainly to a great extent he will have the mastery. But at that time he has to eject the subtle body through that. If he is unable to do that, all the upasanas will go away. Some punya will be there, that will not that way, but he will be hooked off the Brahmaloka. That is why I said Atma-jnana, Brahma-jnana is easier than these upasanas, because there are such rigid rules are there for upasana. So like this. So here, that's why, have you seen this? In the case of Mathadipatis, what they do? If he dies, of course, it is said Mahasamadhi, okay, whatever it may be. What they do, the disciple takes a conch and hits on the Brahmarandra region. Do you know why? It's only a custom it is. If that Sukh Sharira has not gone through, actually, see, at the time of death, Suksha Sharira lives through different apertures. And these old people say, oh, the eyes are open, means what? It has left through eyes. At times it lives through the ear, like this. Little blood, etc. comes in. I have not seen that, I have heard that is what they say. So if it has left through Brahmarandra, little blood comes itself. I don't know, that's what they say. Right or wrong, it is to be verified, okay? Don't go to verify anywhere. So now this custom is, suppose he has not gone through, he has not left the Sukh Sharira through, he hits on that particular region, perhaps to bring the blood out possibly. Nowadays they should do after the fellow is dead. If earlier he does, he will be in the jail afterwards. So that disciple will be in the jail as such. But that means that some notion is there, etc., whatever it may be. So the Upasaka has to go to Brahmaloka, has to eject the Sukh Sharira through the Brahmarandra. There is one aperture there. So including that, including navel and the Brahmarandra, 9 plus 2, 11, that's why I say, Nadhi Murdhanya Sanyuktam Ekadashadvaram. So, Yasya Dehakhyam Puram. The one who has got the city having 11 gates, including these two apertures, Tam means Tam Atmanam. Yasya Atmanaha Dehakhyam Puram Tam Atmanam. That Atmanam. Drishtva, Jnatva, having got the knowledge of oneness, identity with Brahma, Vimuktaha san vimuchyate. That person, Vimuktaha san, being liberated right now here while living. After the death, what happens? He gets liberated, means being Jivan Mukta here, afterwards he get the Videha Mukti, he is liberated. So what is that Vimuktaha san vimuchyate is in the next stanza. Jivan avidya kamadi bandhair mukto mrutah punaha sharira grahana bhava videha san vimuchyate. Jivan avidya kamadi bandhaihi muktaha mrutaha punaha sharira grahana bhavat videha san vimuchyate. That is what is called as vimuktascha vimuchyate. Jivan, while living, avidya kamadi bandhaihi muktaha. The one who is free from all this bandha. Avidya kama adi for karma. Avidya kama ka adi karma, all three put together called otherwise as Hridaya Granthi. Hridaya Granthi. So avidya kama karma. From this totally freed means he has got aparoksha jnana, not simply aparoksha jnana, he has got jnana nishtha, he is a sthita pradnya. One who has got sthita, sthira pradnya, that is jnana. So that one, such a person, means the mind has to get absorbed in the Atma Swarupa. With Jnana Nishtha he should be, then only he can be Jivan Mukta. simply gaining aparoksha jnana is not the guarantee of Jivan Muktatva. For Jivan Mukta, not only jnana, but the jnana nishtha, the absorption of the mind in the knowledge of oneself is indispensable. Otherwise, what will happen is, he will be facing the drishta sukha dukkha. He will be carried away by the means, he will be afflicted by the sorrows, etc. until the body falls. Whatever sorrow that come on account of prarabdha, the person will be afflicted, though aparoksha jnana is there. But once aparoksha jnana is gained, though this absorption of the mind in the swarupa is not there, though jivan mukti is not there, videha mukti is guaranteed. Even if one swarupa is directly cognizant, even for a while, may not be the mind is not absorbed, even for a while it is directly cognizant, its true nature, videha mukti can never be stopped by none. It is bound to take place. But the person has to face the music of drishta dukkha. So that he will be afflicted by the sorrows here as such until the body falls. If the mind is capable of getting absorbed in the swarupa at will, he is called as the Jivan Mukta. Means, for Jivan Mukti, not only aparoksha jnana, samadhi is indispensable. Jivan Mukti. But only because samadhi is not there, simply aparoksha jnana is there, videha mukti is guaranteed. For videha mukti there is nothing, no rule that samadhi has to be there, etc. Simple that direct cognition must be there, just for, even for a while it works. So what will be there? The videha mukti means after the death, no further rebirth for the individual. But jivan mukti, such absorption of the mind is indispensable. So now he says, this person who has got that mind absorbed in the swarupa means one who has got jnana nishtha or one who is a siddha prajnaha. So here avidya kamadi bandhai muktaha mrutaha, after that punaha sharira grahana bhava, being no further embodiments possible, videhaha san, being totally free from embodiment, no future birth, vimuchyate, gets totally free. Otherwise, if simply aparoksha jnana is there, videha mukti, certainly there no more embodiment, but here jivan mukti will not be there. That way, that distinction should be there between jivan mukti, which needs jnana nishtha, and or what is called as this sita prajnatva. Now, in Nachiketa's question, Yeyam prete vichikitsa asti iti ke nayam asti iti ke vadar. Some people say Atma is there, some others say Atma is not there. That notion that Atma is not there is dismissed now. It is wrong. How? It is proved based on inference that Atma does exist. The Atma does exist. This way we can verify the existence of Atma, because we have got linga, a sign, a mark for the existence of Atma. Based on that, the notion that Atma is not there can be totally ruled out. Pranamurdhvam nayatyatma apanavayum nayatyadhaha tatsevakaschakshuraadyaha lingenatmanumiyata. Based on fifth valli, third mantra, urdhvam pranamunnayati apanam pratyagasyati madhe vamanamasenam vishve devaha upasate. One who makes these functions of the pranas possible, the one unto whom all the sense organs and organs of actions called devas here offer the oblations as it were in terms of their different function, means bringing the stimuli of the sense object and doing giving him experience of different things. They, as though they are called devas here, means sense organs and organs of are called devas. They, what they do, they offer the vishayas as the oblations. That means there is someone who makes them function, someone who wields the pranas, sense organs and organs of actions. Why? Themselves they are inert. We know in the world, if any inert thing does action, there is a sentient being operating that. If a car moves, what does it mean? There is a driver. If a aeroplane flies, you may not see, but inside there is a pilot. No, Swamiji, nowadays unmanned rockets can be launched. Yes. Unmanned rockets can be launched, but somewhere in the remote corner a fellow is sitting operating the remote controls. There must be some sentient being at one place or other, may not be in the rocket, but there he is sitting in the laboratory there, and there he is operating the remote controls. So therefore, any inert thing, if it functions, whose existence can never be denied. So that shows there is a linga, a clue to the effect that Atma does exist. So that is what is told there in Valli 5, Mantra 3, Urdhvam Prana Munnayate, etc. Same thing he says here. Anvaya, Atma Pranam Urdhvam Nayati, Apanavayum Adhanayati, Chakshuradhyaha Tatsevakascha, Atma Lingena Anumeyatam. Atma Lingena Anumeyatam. Atma you can add there, Anena Lingena Anumeyatam. Atma then add Anena. Anena Lingena Anumeyatam. Atma Pranam Urdhvam Nayati. Atma takes the prana up. You can take prana, apana here as prana as the respiration, apana as the faculty of excretion. Or prana apana you can take as, that is, exhalation and inhalation, or expiration and inspiration. So either way you can take. If you take pranam urdhvam nayati, exhalation, the one who takes the exhalation, the breath out, up from the chest. So lungs, from the lungs. Again, apanavayum adhanayate. Apana is here the inspiration or inhalation, taking the breath inside, one who makes do that way. Or prana apana, prana as the entire respiration, apana as the faculty of excretion. Means one prana apana upalakshana here for all the pranas. One who makes all the pranas function, though pranas are inert in nature, one who makes them function, and one who is like this. For one for whom Chakshuradhyaha tat sevakascha. Chakshuradhyaha. Chakshuradi means Chakshu upalakshana for all the sense organs and organs of action. Adi for manabuddhi etc. Antakarna, which is called there in the Vishve Devaha in the mantra. So Devas means for this Karanas, it is called, the Karanas are called Devas, Vishve means Sarve, all. So all these, that is, our sense organs, organs of action, Antakarna. So Chakshuradhyaha, Tat Sevakaha, Tasya Atmanaha Sevakaha, are the servants of that Atma. So Atma, so that is there it is said, Vamanam Upasate. Vamanam means Sambhajaneyam, the adorable one, Atma, all the sense organs, etc. serve. Therefore, what is to be done? These are inert, and yet they function, means there must be a sentient principle which wields them, which makes them function, because otherwise no inert thing can do something on its own. So therefore here is a linga. That being the case, Atma Anena lingena, by this linga, by this sign, what is that sign there, linga? Vyapara of pranas and karanas which are inert in nature. By this linga, by this sign, by this mark, what is that? Vyapara, activity of pranas and also karanas, sense organs and organs of action. Anena lingena anumiyatam. May the Atma be inferred. Why? Otherwise these inert things cannot do on their own anything. How that anumana has to be taken to, how it can be inferred, he demonstrates in the next stanza. Sakartrika prana chakshurad chakshuhu adyasyuh sadhanatvatah kutharavat nayam asti te tannirakratam प्राणचक्षुराद्याः सकृत्काः स्युः साधनत्वतः कुठारवत् ततः नायमस्ति, put this in inverted comma, नायमस्ति, this much in inverted comma, इति एतन् निराकृतम्, इति एतन् निराकृतम्. प्राणचक्षुराद्याः, this is what is called paksha. Means the inference with the linga is now is shown. Paksha, in the anumana, paksha means the data, whatever the things that are there present, that are given. This is what is at our disposal. What are those? Prana, 5 pranas, chakshu, upalakshana for jnanendriyas, karmendriyas and antakarna. This is the thing, data given. What is to be proved now? Sadhyam, the thing to be proved. Sadhyam is sakartrakaha. These are the one which are wielded by some agent other than themselves. Because they are inert in nature, they can't function on their own. There is a principle other than themselves which activates them, which functions them. Sakartrakaha. Kartrukena saha vartante iti sakartrakaha. Those which have got, that means, so that is some, one, those who have got one who wields them. How do you say? Sakartrakaha syuhu. They are so. How do you say? Because sadhanatvataha. Sadhanatva hetu is given. The reason is given. How is it so? Sadhanatvataha means karanatvataha. They play the role of karana, the instrument. Sadhanatvatah karanatvat. Karanatvatah means karanatvat. Being karana's instrument in nature. Like what? Drishtanta has to be given. Kutharavat. Like an axe. With the axe you can cut the wood. Suppose with the axe if wood is cut, there must be necessarily who? A wood cutter must be there. Otherwise axe on its own will not. Suppose it is a machine is there, and with the machine sawing, etc. There is a operator there who is operating the machine. He may not be seen, he may be somewhere else, but that is there. So, like this now, X-rays, etc. The one who is the operator, mechanic is somewhere else. So he protects himself. But there he is operating like that. Remote operation is possible. So here, like a kuthara, which is the karana. This inert karana, instrument, kuthara and axe, cannot function on its own. Someone has to wield it. An operator is required. Like that, pranas and this sense organs, organs of action, antakarna, inert in nature, if they function, we should necessarily infer there is a one sentient being who makes them function. So therefore, that principle is Atma, Chaitanya Rupa Atma. This is that this despair, that means this that refutes that notion Nayamasti iti eke. Some people who find that there is no Atma is wrong. Why? This linga is available. So therefore, etat means this notion that ayam na asti, which was told by Nachiketa, opinion of some people, nirakritam, refuted, it is wrong. Again, first, that means to prove the existence of Atma, first the existence of Jiva distinct from physical body is proved. To begin with, it is done that way. First, Jiva is shown to be different from the physical body. What we take ourselves to be, I as the body. No, this physical body cannot be I. First, because straight away one Atma, to arrive at Atma may be difficult for all, so step by step he leads the inquiry. First it is shown that different from this physical body there is Jivatma. Then that means eliminating the upadhi of Jivatma, that Jivatma is shown to be nothing but Atma Sarupa Brahma. So that way one's true nature is nothing but Atma Sarupa Chaitanya Brahma only. In two steps it is done now. First, he proves from 82 to 85 that Jiva exists distinct from, different from the Sthula Sharira, physical body, and when the Jiva Upadhi is discarded, negated, what remains is Atma Sarupa only. So the Jiva truly is Atma Brahma only. Pranapanavashad dehaha Jivatiti yaduchyate Tanna pranadyashrayo yaha Karta tenaiva jivati Pranapanavashad dehaha jivati. This is a statement or some notion of some people. Iti. At times iti also means what you quote in inverted comma in English. In Sanskrit there is no inverted comma. That inverted comma is indicated by iti. So therefore this statement, what is the statement? Pranapanavashad deha jivati. So that what is that we'll say? Iti yaduchyate tat na yaha pranadashrayaha karta. So yaha pranadashrayaha karta tena eva ad dehaha jivati. Tena eva ad dehaha jivati. This whatever this notion is there, what is that? People say like this. Pranapanavasha deha jivati. This body survives on account of the pranapana, respiration or function of the prana. Pranapana here not to be taken as simply respiration, function of all the pancha prana. This body functions on account of pranas. This whatever notion is prevailing in the world, yaduchyate, he says, tanna, that is not correct. It is not correct. That body, that means survives or functions on account of prana and apana, etc., not true. Why? Because it survives or functions because of this. Yaha pranadyashrayaha saha karta. The one who is the ashraya, the one who is the resort, the basis for prana, etc., means one who assumes the prana, one who protects the prana. Saha karta. Karta means jivaha. This is how the word comes. Jiv pranadharani. So pranadharana is what? Assuming the pranas, taking unto oneself the pranas, sustaining the pranas. Who can do that? Atma. Chaitanya Rupa Atma only can assume unto itself. Not truly, but because of adhyasa, that is false superimposition, because inner thing cannot do on its own anything. So that way, so that jiva, he is jiva, in the sense, by pointing out a jiva different from the sthula sharira, gross body, Atma is indirectly accounted, not directly. First, jiva is pointed out, because it is easier to grasp the jiva. Then, the jiva free from upadhi is shown as Atma Sarupa, Brahma Sarupa, Ishvara Sarupa. That way, Atma certainly exists. No one can dare to deny the existence of Atma distinct from the body. But straight away, Atma distinct from the body is not shown. First, jiva distinct from the body is shown, and then Atma distinct from the body will be shown. Tena eva, because of the jiva only, who assumes unto itself, jiva means Atma in reality. So, assumes one to oneself the pranas, on account of that, deha, jivati, it sustains, it survives. So now, the sharira vetita Atma is there, let us see how it is so. sakartasmin mrute dehe swakarma vashatah punaha vipradiyonim-apnoti lata vrukshadinamuta saha karta asmin dehe mrute swakarma vashatah punaha vipradiyonim-apnoti punaha vipradiyonim-apnoti lata vrukshadinam yonim uta apnoti or lata vrukshadinam uta. You can leave it there only. Lata vrukshadinam uta. Saha karta. That karta. Who is that karta? Jivaha. Karta is jiva. Saha jivaha. Asmin dehe mrute. When this present body dies, after the death of the present body that is wielded, what that jiva does, who is different from the gross body, swakarma vasataha, in accordance with one's own karma, karma upalakshana for upasana also. So upasana. See, upasanas don't take, just as karmas are also vihita and nishiddha. Upasanas also are vihita and nishiddha. Generally, the moment we say upasanas, we consider what? Vihita upasanas, as told by the Shastra. Shastra says, certain things you should not see, obscene things should not be seen. And this fellow, what does he do? Sees the same thing, pictures also, etc. So what are those? Nishiddha upasana. The card is punched there. Don't think that. The card is punched there of papa. So the karma, nishiddha done, papa come. This also upasana. Upasana, everyone does upasana. See, who doesn't meditate? Everyone does meditate. You know, when you go to the temple and you are wearing very costly chappals. Nowadays, no? 5,999 rupees shoes. Okay. And you had to keep it outside. And you went to temple. Not that is because she or he was insisting, therefore just to please went. Okay. All the time meditation is where? Mind is where? Shoes outside. 6,000 rupees. Not ordinary. And there are people who survive on such things only. You know, satsang, etc., where they go, no, Bombay it is there, where satsang, etc., go, they come with such things as bag only, and these people are preoccupied there, they pick up the best and put in that and they just disappear. What it is? For all that time, the mind of this individual is where? Upasana. Ekagra. Single pointed, no other thought. Bhagavan is there in front, not that. All the time the mind is where? On the shoes. Or when you stand for a bus, or somebody is going to give you a lift and the time is up now, or suppose you have to catch a flight or a train, etc., and the car has not come. All eyes and all ears looking at the other end of the road, whether that particular car or the bus is coming or not. Or train, you know, on train platform, you know. Train is late and you are getting late, and late mark is bound to be there because all the 3 late marks are already over. So already over. Either you have to, they will send you back, or your leave will be cut. Now all attention where? Whether the train is distant seen or not. Ekagrata. Everyone has got ekagrata. The driver who drives the car, chauffeur who drives the car, without ekagrata he can't do. All he has got all. I am telling, those people who drive the cars in Bombay need not take to separate upasanas at all. Do you know why? The potholes, etc. are such that all the time you have to be all attentive and the mind is where? There, ekagrata. Training is already there as such. So like this, okay. So Upasanas are prohibited also. Upasanas are where? Based on swakarma vashataha, on account of the karmas, that is good and bad, upasanas, good and bad. Punaha, punaha means after the death again, it is not the end of everything. It says, vipradi yonim apnoti, takes the embodiment like Vipra, Brahmana, Kshatriya, it is only Upalakshana, anything out of 84 lakhs of species. So 84 yonis, it takes so. Or that is, here it is said, Vipradi yoni, or it says Uta. Uta means or also, Lata vrikshadinam yonim apnoti. Uta means or also. Means depending on karma phalas and upasana phalas, any of these 84 lakhs of yonis. Lata, creepers, vriksha, that is adi for birds, beasts, animals, all varieties, anything from 84 lakhs of species it takes. How is it that such different types of embodiment, good and bad, he takes? An example is given. Dehau nichottamau tadruk karma kartru purassarau nichottamatvat prasada parnashale yatha tatha. Nichottamau dehau. These different embodiments are Nichottamau, superior and inferior. Nicha, inferior, Uttama, superior. They are in accordance with the karma phalas and upasana phalas. These embodiments can be superior and inferior. So, how is it so? How come that such superior and inferior embodiments are taken? Tadruk karma kartru purassarau. It is on account of tadruk, of that type. What is of that type? Nichottama, of superior and inferior. Karma kartru purassarau, on account of performance of karmas or upasanas, superior or inferior, by who? Karta, with that jiva, on account of performance of the karma or upasana, good or bad, superior, inferior, the jiva gets embodiment, superior, exalted, or that which is disgustable. So he gets. How is it so? An illustration is given. Nichottamatvat yatha prasada parnashale tatha. Depending on the people who are Nicha and Uttama. Here Nicha should not be taken as evil person, etc. No. Nicha here in this sense, poor person. Inferior here in the sense, poor person. Uttamaha, rich person. So superior means rich person. Just as depending on the individual's income and whatever that he is able to spend, poor or rich, one can construct what? Prasada parnashale yatha. Prasada is palace. A rich person will construct a palatial mansion. Whereas Nichaha means who? A poor person, a thatched hut. Parnashala, a hut. So difference be on account of that means the money or wealth that one is able to spend. So also on account of the good and bad karma phalas and upasana phalas, one gains the superior and inferior embodiments. So this being the case, it says again dehatirikta jiva is pointed out. Supteshu aksheshu yaswapne kamam srujatyayam dehatiriktastam kova nirakartum prabhurbhavet yaha aksheshu supteshu swapne kamam srujati ayam dehatiriktaha tam kahava nirakartum prabhu bhavet. Tam kahava nirakartum prabhu bhavet. Yaha aksheshu supteshu. When a person, that is when the akshas, akshani here, the indriyas, and also, yes, indriyas. So indriya, that jnanendriya and karmendriyas. Aksheshu, supteshu means when the indriyas, sense organs and organs of actions are asleep. Asleep means what? When they are not functioning. Sleeping of indriyas means they are not functioning as in the case of sleep. So when the indriyas are not functioning, so because why? The one has gone to sleep, what happens? Swapne, in the dream, the one who does, what does he do? Kamam srujati. Kamam here is abhipretam vastu, intended, desired things. Who projects that? Srujati means creates, project. Who projects that? Jiva, antakarana is that. Jiva does it. So he says that why it is called kama? Kamyate iti kamaha. That which is desired is called kama. Kama means desired. Also that which is desired means abhipreta vastu, desired object. So Srujati protects I am, that one who is dehartirikta, is distinct from deha. Why? The physical body at that time is not functioning. So your eyes are not open. You are not seeing something with the eyes. You are not hearing with this external bahya indriya ear. Like that, when the body is non-functioning, at that time the one who projects the dream world, kamam srujati means one who projects the dream world. So that is one who, that is meant that jiva is certainly there, otherwise no one will be able to project that world. That jiva, I am dehatiriktaha, is distinct, is different from the deha. With deha? Sthula deha, gross body. He says, tam, that jivam, kahava nirakartum prabhur bhavet, who is capable of denying the existence of this jiva? Prabhu means samarthaha. Who is capable of doing that? No one can negate or refute the existence of such jiva distinct from body, who can project the dream world, including the dreamer. So means certainly with all these stanzas 82 to 85, certainly it is proved that a jiva distinct from the gross body does exist. That jiva in reality is who? Atma only, of course distinct from not only gross body but also subtle body. Jivatva is because of subtle body, prana dharana, subtle body. So distinct from, free from gross and subtle body is nothing but Atma Sarupa. Both are one and the same. Jivatmanam prasadhyaivam tasyaivopadhyapayataha brahmatam veti jagataha adharatvena lakshitam. Evam, add there, shariratiriktam. Evam, shariratiriktam or dehatiriktam. Deha, sharira, sthula deha. Shariratiriktam jivatmanam prasadhya. Jivatmanam prasadhya. Tasya eva upadhi apayataha. Tasya eva upadhyapayataha. You can't split that, it is a compound there. Upadhyapayata, not sandhi. Upadhyapayataha jagataha adharatvena lakshitam brahmatam veti. Jagataha adharatvena lakshitam brahmatam veti. Evam, in this manner, stanza 82 to 85, what was done there? Shariratiriktam jivatmanam prasadhya. Prasadhya, having proved the existence of jivatma, distinct from sharira, sthula sharira, gross body. So, in this manner, having proved the existence of the jivatma, different from the gross body, tasya eva, So astasya eva of what? Jivatmanaha eva upadhyapayataha. By negating the upadhi, if you want you can complete the sentence there by adding brahmatam vidya. Tasya eva jivatmanaha eva brahmatam vidya. One should know its status as nothing but Brahma, means that Jiva in reality as identical with Brahma, one should know. How? Jivatmanaha upadhyapayataha. By apayata, by negating the upadhis of Jiva, what remains is Brahma only. How? How that Brahmata? That is explained. Jagataha. What type of Brahmata it is? Jagataha adharatvina lakshitam brahmatam veti. The status of Brahma, which is indicated as the very basis, the adhisthana of entire Jagat, that has to be, that is, veti means, knows means, should be discovered. So that has to be discovered. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripadayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Maheshaha Go Brahmanebhino Bhavantu Kale Varshatu Parjanya Prithivi Sasya Shalini Deshoyam Shobharahita Brahmana Santu Nirbhayaha Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrahi Pashyantu Ma Kasye Dukkha Bhag Bhave Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om